Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred. So I'm with my wife right now and we're going to play a little bit of Wizard. She's doing the Archon build, which is one of the strongest in the game right now for the Wizard. I'm playing a DMO kind of build, so I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of difference between the two builds here. We are still very early in our season journey, so we are not doing a lot of like high riff or so on, but more to just have fun, show you guys how the thing goes. From a build-wide perspective, I'm still working through the gearing and the overall build as well. So my build is going to be rather straightforward. Nothing too much to shout about at this moment. But you'll be able to see the difference between my wife's VA build, which is the Archon, versus the one that I'm doing, the DMO, which is Arcane Orb. Mine is a little bit more steady, whereby you have to put some slow time, put a little bit of like orbs and a bit of like basic power or signature power, could call it, and to reset the the slow time as well. So that is my play style. But my wife play style is more of like Archon. Basically, she turned into some strange being that is pretty noisy, and we are going to do a little bit of glitter with low level ones, not really high, because I need to level up my dam. And so I'm using Bane of the Power, Bane of the Trap, which is 25, rank 25, is just alright. I mean, unlock the two affixes. I'm using the Gogok of Swiftness, mainly preparing for me to transit into Archon as well. I don't suppose I want to stay with DMO for too long, but I need to level this dam up to say 25, and also Bane of the Powerful as well, which is 25. Now, the to level a dam to 25 require assuming that there's no death, which is like 4 chances of rolling. Assuming that you empower as well, because gold you got plenty anyway. If you play the challenge rift, you need rank 34 in order to get 100% kind of like guarantee. Now the fact that of course this is not rank 20 kind of like making it means that you do not need to go that high, but somehow it's just more fun to do that. I'll just do probably 35 to show you guys how it works with the Empower Riff, to give a little bit of certainty to get an extra roll. All right. So there's a buff armor and magic weapon, and this is not one of those nice map anyway. It's one of those map that so I mean, the fact that this is a rather easy one, and then so like my wife just clear off everything for me. I don't really need to do anything at all. Like that is the Archon. So like I said, her build is very strong, but the only difference is that when she's not in Archon mode, then she's a little bit vulnerable. Then it's my turn to do something. Basically, then she'll stay behind and help out a little bit on the DPS, and I'll just go like that. And help her a little bit on the DPS while she's not in Archon mode, right? So there's a little bit of teamwork here. I found that the two of us kind of like team up really well in terms of this build wise, but I really want something powerful. Archon seems really powerful. All right, so it's just a little bit pushing through the thing, and the again, nothing too taxing, just for them kind of like leveling. So I'm great when there's a slow time, which is the yellow kind of doom to it, but I'm not really that great if I'm not at a slow. I mean, I'm not in that like a zone kind of thing. So I need to constantly making sure that the slow time is being spammed. Like I said, I mean, my wife is into the Archon mode, so she's pressing ahead to destroy as many things as she can, and I'm pretty sure she can too. Normally I'm the one that charter ahead, but seems like in this time she just like do the thing that she does, whatever it is, the Archon. So that's why I say a lot of very nice excitement when it comes to this build, Archon build, and we are just trying to get through stuff here. Looks like we are possibly. Hey, he's going to charge. Looks like we probably need a little bit of like help in terms of the map. It's going to be the other one. Do you think I can teleport across? Oh, she did. Alright, so just pressing ahead, and the lot of like stuff here. Now, worthwhile to say that in the non-Archon. Oh wow, sorry. I mean, I think it's the What happened?
Fire.
Fire, is it? Yep. I mean, suffice to say that when you are not in Archon, you have to be a little bit careful, and also I mean, you know, I haven't really got to the part whereby you know, the the Archon mode. So I think it's to do with the fact that you need to, you know, at the phase whereby you are human form, you need to do some damage, have some hits to buff up your one of the power that you have. So yeah. And I mean, you know, for me, I'm also a little bit more tanky as well. I'll show you in just a bit. I've got I think a belt item that enable me to take on more damage, and then I can freeze enemy as well if I am to take damage more than 10% of my life. I think now then I think for me, I just making sure that like this is my turn to do something, which is the okay. So now it is her nemesis. And yeah, I mean, usually I'm pretty awesome when it comes to slow time. You know, DMO is fine. It's just a little bit slower. You just have to keep making sure that your slow time is off cooldown, which of course it helps if you do the signature power as well as you know, arcane orb as well. So yeah. So there you go, dead end. So she's doing a lot of like a pretty decent damage while we speak. And we're pretty close to the bits of it, and and I'm just like, okay, how about a bit? Yeah. So in a way, I mean, you know, it's a good teamwork, the two of us. In the human form, you know, the wizard for my wife is seems a little bit fragile. I think mainly because she doesn't have the gear like the Ring of the Kirini. I think that is the one that coupled with the storm armor will make her a little bit more durable, because right now she can be really fragile when she's not in the Archon mode. So yeah, I mean, that's the main difference if you look at the two build here. You know, I always pick something that is more durable. Mainly because if you see, slow all the arrows away. I always prefer to something more durable, because if you can jam up like 100% chance, there's a lot of really good like you know, opportunity there for you to jam up your level up your jam if you don't get defeated. So yeah, I mean, certainly there's a lot of incentive when it comes to staying alive and so on. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, the Archon is really, really powerful. Very, very powerful stuff. I guess it kind of like so that's why sometimes I'm still a little bit undecided, because if you know, last season I played the Necromancer, and it was rather glass cannon, so I'm not entirely sure if I enjoy the kind of like a glass cannon kind of build and so on. Alright, so now I'm still trying to sort of like collect a set of gear, which is so that's why I'm trying to get a bit more items, maybe a head item I think, and yeah, so I'm collecting a set here. As you can see, these are all gear. Yeah, I'm just lacking of the head and chest item. Then it'll be a full set. I mean, even if I get a duplicate, I can try to craft it out of it. So I was hoping that I can show it to you guys how the thing is being done. Perhaps some of you are kind of new to this game. Just bought a Nintendo Switch and and try out the Diablo in this manner. All right, so some of this, well, I suppose I could save it a little bit for the legacy of dream kind of build. I don't know, I just chuck it in. All my ancients are here, by the way. Alright, and now it's done, just waiting for my wife to get it sorted. Okay, now round 2. Let's just do the same one and power it as well. And I've got this like the ring, the ring that allowed me to you know, take more melee damage. I mean, to mitigate melee damage. I think that's what I meant. Yeah, I think a lot of heavy lifting is done by my wife so far with the Archon. Otherwise, it's just another day in the fiery hell. There's not much I can do. Once my wife turned into the Archon, kind of like a being, now it is my turn to do something, and I'll be the one that would be like staging in front to make sure that the pushing the slow time across, and the you know, kind of. And I'm pretty tanky right now. I got a dominance kind of rune, the passive, that every time when I kill something, the I would get like the absorb, like, you know, a bubble that can absorb damage. So it's pretty good. Yeah, but you know, when it is not like in a slow time kind of like buff, it is rather useless, this build. So it's a lot of like cooldown management kind of thing, and the constantly having to do something about the. So when I'm in slow time, I'm pretty awesome. If it's not, then you need to make sure they keep it spamming that stuff. So yeah. Now any enemy that went into the slow time, kind of like a Doom, the yellow Doom, for 5 seconds, they are still under the buff. So even if they walk away, they're still being affected by it. So it's kind of like a little bit flexibility there, and the. So now I think my wife is in her Archon mode, so I just follow. There's really no point doing anything else. I just tag along for this part of destruction. Yep. Because I was just joking with my wife that perhaps what we need to do as a team is that we'll take turn to turn into an Archon mode. Then in the case, then both of us will be awesome in somehow. I don't know. Maybe in a higher rift, it doesn't really work that way. But at least in low rift, it seems like rather fun to see it working that way. You know, the resource is always an issue, and this sort of map is not really good for my build anyway, because I need them to be in to be concentrated. So far the maps are pretty not that great for my build, although I would say that you know, we could potentially skip all these things, to be honest, but you know, we don't have to kill off everything. Yeah, you can. No, one thing good about DMO is that you could dodge all this like arrow or thing that comes onto you, because you slow everything down. It could be a rather interesting kind of like end game, you know, mitigation kind of thing. So now she's in a zone, I think. So we just follow through. Yeah. That's about it. And the, yeah, you see, there you go. It's a very effective. There you go. Now I'm with the shrine, of course, and the shrine is pretty effective. The it helps me to kill off a lot of things very fast, in fact. But the idea is to keep the pressure on, keep the slow time on, and the yeah, I mean, so far it's pretty easy. It's still a very early in the season journey. I know we have been our progress has not been that fast. Mainly because the fact that I've been doing a lot of like other things in life, like processing my photos and so on, and the so we have not really been playing that much that fast. But in a way, kind of nice as well, because you know sometimes we rush the whole thing off, and you know, we don't get to really enjoy the journey because we finish off the game too fast. So yeah, that is yet another success. So I think with that, my level is pretty high. Well, not that high, of course. A lot of you are doing like rank 100 and so on, but at least I just need one more, and I get the second kind of like affixes, which kind of not really relevant to my build, because the cooldown reduction is going to help my slow time, but you know, I've got other means to do that, but mainly for Archon. Now I've seen that I've got something rather interesting. Let's see in just a moment. Let me just get some head item. Now I've got the I think this is more for Archon build. If it is ancient, I'll pass it to my wife. It isn't, so I think I'll just keep it for now, unless my wife, I'm not sure whether she wants this one or not. Can you take a look at the item? Just click on it and see whether you want it or not, maybe. No, just on the screen itself, the Chun totals. Is this something you want? Now this is a very good kind of like, I think this is good for my wife. I think the skirt necklace is the BIS kind of thing. You want the wand? Is it better than yours?
Yeah.
All right, so I just pass it to my wife. That's fine, no big deal. I will continue to work on my DMO while she get better and better with with her stuff. Now the skirt necklace is a bit of like a two-way kind of like sword, you know, kind of like a two-sided sword kind of thing, because if you don't, you know, you take a much higher damage compared to kind of like damage dealt as well. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of like a double-edged sword. That's what I meant here. This is the one. So while not taking damage dealt increased by up to 100%, and damage taken is increased by up to 50%. So it is more like a, you know, Traveler's Pledge, as well as the compass rose kind of mechanic. It will build up these 2 meters will build up accordingly. But also be careful a little bit, because the damage taken is increased by up to 50%. So it's a bit of both things here. So we'll see. I mean, I think let's see how my wife is going to take it from there. But yeah, I think I am ready for the next one after she's ready of it. All right. So now let's do a final one for you guys, and then I'll get my. I think I'll get my dam to 25. Now that I'm 23, so by right I want to do a 37. I think 37 is the right level to do. So I tell you what, let's do a 40 just for fun of it. 40 is Torment 9. Torment 9 is a little bit more difficult, and I'll empower it as well, and we'll see how it goes. On my armor, on my magic weapon, and this is the final one, a little bit higher than there's a lot of explosion here. Has to be really careful. These guys are like really horrible. So a bit of like a range here, and the okay, so this is a whole bunch of it. I think my wife is already head out to do something. Now I just need to make sure that I don't fall too far away from her. Yeah, that's done. Now I just follow my wife. I think. Oh wow! Careful! The explosion is crazy. Is she okay? Wow! She actually passed through the explosion of these guys. Whoa! I'm not her. I have to be careful. Well, it's amazing. Whoa! It's a lot of explosion here. Now she's in a human form, so it's a little bit more vulnerable. So she just need to be a little bit more careful when it comes to. Wow! I just stay back a bit, man. These guys will explode. So my slow time is a little bit precious, so I try not to spam it like unnecessarily. And the whoa, was that like a fun? I think that was it triggered off explosion when when there was a life-threatening kind of like attack on one of the wizards. So that was my wife, I think. Okay, so now it's a lot of like whoa, this is bad. Am I okay? Whoa. Whoa, this is tough, this is tough. Ah, no, wow. Well, I'm fine. The dominance kind of helped, I think. That was okay. There's a shield up there. So okay, whatever. I just follow my wife, and that was she went into the wrong place. It was a dead end. So this is the last run, and the I mean, nothing fantastic, but this is the part whereby this part of the journey, like I said before, I enjoy a great deal, because I'm not that pressurized to do the build that that is like the most optimal build. I'm doing things that just for fun, and this build is rather fun here. A bit of like very lazy. I don't need to deal with the explosive kind of thing. I think there's an offhand item whereby I could use to enhance my the explosive kind of like skill, and in that case I have to use that instead of the magic weapon, which is a little bit of like lazy build. So this build is super lazy, and there's a bubble there, by the way. All right, yeah, I can dodge a lot of projectiles, by the way. So again, it's my wife in human form, just a bit careful, a bit of back and front a little bit. I think she has popped this unstable anomaly, which is like the final service for the for the necromancer, which just means that the character would have died, kind of thing. So I mean, as you can see, the difference between the DMO and the VR build, the Archon build is huge. I mean, for the fact that one is more like a burst kind of thing, but you have to determine. I mean, it's to work on the Archon cycle. Another one, DMO, just making sure that you've got the slow time on. Constantly spam your arcane orb and one of the kind of like signature power, and that's about it. Yep, and I suppose we should be there pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, there's no point for me to do anything here, just follow. I think that's the best way. Oh, I'm trying to avoid getting the explosion right on my face. That may kill the character, but it's a lot of like, let me just show you a little bit. So let me see, and the yep. So this is the one that dominance absorb damage, and that is why it's rather awesome. So now, yep. So this is the normal timing. The other timing is that when my what are these, man? Why are these guys still there? Yeah. When my wife is not Archon mode, that's the normal timing. We beat the personal best, I think. So that should put me to level 25 for this one. And then what I'll do, I'll just like I got 3 more chances, and I'll just spread that across like each one of them, because I think doesn't really matter. But yeah, whatever. So yep, that is it, guys. And just wrap up the video by looking at the gears that I have, see whether I've got something exciting or not. Nothing primal yet though. I have not done the 75. So first time you do a level 75, then you have the primal ancient, which I suppose if I really work towards it, I could get one. I think this is the Oculus. Ticket damage has up to 20% chance to reset the cooldown on teleports, and the you could argue that is better than the one I have, but I have to sort of like change one of these like affixes into crit hit chance if need to, which no, I don't think I'll use that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to salvage all these things and not needing that. And this season I'm not going to hoard stuff. I'm not going to like put put things into my stash and wait until the end of the season. Oh, conversion of elements. Now, oh, Tarasha as well. Now, conversion of element, I think my wife may need it. I don't know. I may also need it. Actually, I do need it. And the so when you see something like that, it's kind of good in a way. Probably it won't beat the one I have though, because the fact that, I mean, if you look at raw stat wise, but it's a pretty bad kind of like a conversion of element, by the way, because the affixes is only 157% out of 200%. So what I do usually, and I'll just head to this lady here to help me to a little bit of affixes. So you know for sure that any ring or amulet is the crit chance that crits damage. So I'm heading for the crit hit damage here. It doesn't really matter. I only have 8 chances, so we'll see. Wish me luck, and if I can get something decent out from it, then I'll use it. Otherwise, I'll just like, I don't know, chuck it somewhere first until I get something good out from it. And the well, this is not looking really good, but fortunately I can burn quite a number of like green kind of gems there. So nope, it's not really giving me any one of them, and that is kind of frustrating. I mean, it's then down to my last one, and nope, that's really not to be. You could of course combine some of these, like the amulet one, and do another maybe 10 of them and try to roll for it, and that's what happens. I mean, you know, you can just burn all your material. I don't play anything other than season, so it doesn't really matter. I don't bring anything back, and so on and so forth, and just keep trying. Yeah, there you go. So now, like I said, I mean, this is not going to beat the one I have so far, but at least the affixes is going to be, I mean, the damage on single element is going to be rather interesting. The only thing is that I'm doing nothing but coal in this build, so it's not that, like, you know, exciting, but at least it's a little bit different from, I mean, it could be rather useful. So I'm going to put a gem there. Then I use this ring instead of the other ring. Yeah, that's all, folks. I mean, thank you so very much for watching, and I've got this like a conversion element here to help my build a little bit to be better. All right, and you know, I hope that the next time we see each other, I'll get a little bit more like better kind of like gear, better kind of like you know, stats, everything. And no, I'm not going to to play the set dungeon for DMO. I read that it was really hard, so I have no patience for difficult set dungeon. I may do a VA1 though. VA1 sounds quite easy. So until the next time we see each other, goodbye. Have fun with season 18.